Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS.
Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. Gonna get started in a second.
But it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS.
All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
But it's worth it.
Gotta go ahead and get started.
PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not.
All right, so happy Tuesday, everybody. Again, I hope everybody's having a good day. I am on a little bit later than I usually am, but we're here, okay? So today we got a couple different things we're going to be chit-chatting about. Let me start off by saying thank you for everybody that tuned in to all of the podcasts last week. Starting off with our Message Mondays, which we did not have yesterday. So after I finish this, I will be doing the reading for Message Mondays after this live, okay? But today, of course, is Topic Tuesday, so we got some shit to talk about, of course. Definitely make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe if you are on YouTube. If you are on Facebook, definitely make sure that you react and share this video with anybody, any groups, any platforms that can use these messages or that may want to hear what we're talking about or whatever, okay? Again, today is Topic Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be coming back for Higher Wisdom Wednesdays, which is when we get into our cosmic, esoteric conversations and things of that nature. We had a really good Wisdom Wednesdays last week, so I'm excited for tomorrow. But let's get into today's topics, okay? So the first topic that I want to talk about, number one, is Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, okay? They are being dragged by their baby hairs, by the nape of their neck right now on social media. I'm going to get into kind of, what all started it, how we got to this point, and what's going on, and what it is looking like, moving forward or as we move forward. So first of all, everything starts with what was going on in Maui. This was a part of what we discussed. I think we discussed some of this last Tuesday for Topic Tuesday as well. But basically, we all know about the fires in Maui. We all know about, the tragedy that is just period, all of those people being displaced, their homes and their lands that are sacred, that have been passed down through generations, just being completely destroyed and up for grabs, damn near at this point. There's been a lot of alleged, and I have to say alleged, speculation that a lot of celebrities had something to do with these fires being started. Oprah specifically, her name has been coming up a lot because of the fact that she purchased lots of land. She has over 200 200 acres or 2,000 acres, something like that, of land that she has gotten within the last couple of months to the last 2 years. So very, recent. She's been buying up a lot of fucking property in Maui, specifically in Hawaii as well. And this property was completely untouched by the fires. Now let's get into some details that have been coming out, in regards to her property and these fires. So first off, it has come out that she has allegedly paid firefighters, professional firefighters. She had paid to basically govern her property while this fire was going on. Okay. She paid them top dollar to make sure while the fire was going on. So this is active during the fire. This is not afterwards. This is not none of that. This is during the fire. She had people who were trained to stop fires on her property, to keep the fires at bay so that they would not harm her land or any of the land that she purchased. She also paid security, allegedly, to keep people off of her land during the fires. So not only was she keeping the fires away, she was also keeping people off of her land as well during these fires. Okay. Which is all shady, 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 shady. Okay. Because how did you have enough time to pay people to protect your land, but the people who live in Maui didn't have enough time to save their own land? That's just not making sense. I already mentioned that, there were many reports from people who lived in Maui that were saying that the water was cut off. They got no warning of any of these fires. It basically just came out of nowhere. If you go look, I keep telling y'all, go look at the aerial views of Maui so that you can see how the fires just don't make sense. If you've ever seen a real legit forest fire or natural fire or wildfire, they don't pick and choose. Fires don't pick and choose what they burn. They burn anything that is in its path. Period. That's just how fires work. Fires are completely destructive, or can be completely destructive, or it can be, a powerful tool to use to bring new life to something. Keep that in mind. Okay. So during all of this, the last couple of weeks, I want to say it's been about 2.5 weeks since everything first really transpired in Maui. And during this time, there have been people coming online ripping Oprah to shreds. More recently, the people have gotten in their ass, me included. If you've seen my video on TikTok, we've been getting in their ass because basically what happened was Oprah, along with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, okay, or The Rock, basically came to social media talking about they saw Dolly Parton had given money to her community. I want y'all to listen to the verbiage. We saw Dolly Parton give money to her community. So we thought it was such a great idea that we came to y'all, and now we're basically asking y'all to donate to Maui. That doesn't make sense. You watched Dolly give her own money. So that gave you an idea to go get people money. That doesn't make sense. It should have given you the idea to also give your own money. I mean, that would be the comparison that made sense. So both of them basically came and made this dumbass video. Oprah was doing all the talking. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was just sitting in the back looking like a bump on a log. And just looking like a yes man, just yesing and agreeing everything that she said. And pretty much they basically, quote unquote, created this fund for Maui where the money, according to them, will go directly in the hands of the residents. And that, they would get this money and be able to use this money to do whatever they need to do as far as rebuilding or whatever the case is. But what she don't tell you about this particular fund that I went and looked into is it doesn't give these people money. It gives them a certain amount per month, and they have to qualify for it. So this is not just a donation pot where we're just going to split all of the money amongst all of those who need help and come up with some type of fair number system to disperse money to those who need help. No, this is a orchestrated, very, very tightly created bullshit ass donation plot. Okay. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people were getting upset, not only because of the fact that they came to ask people for donations instead of just donating themselves, they came on social media and said that they committed to giving $10 million collectively, meaning between Oprah and The Rock, they committed, okay? Pay attention to words. They committed to giving $10 million collectively, okay? Now, first of all, there's several things wrong with that. Number one, 10 million. Oprah has a net worth, the last time I checked, of over I think it was either 2.6 or 2.8 billion dollars. Okay, just to put that into perspective, a million seconds, I believe, is 11 days. A billion seconds is 31 years. Okay, to put that into perspective, so she has 2 point something billion dollars. Okay, a 1 billion is 1,000 millions. So I just want y'all I'm just breaking these numbers down so that y'all can have a perspective of the bullshit, okay? 1 billion is 1,000 millions. 1,000 millions going to only one single billion. She has 2.6. That's over 200,000 or $2,000 million. That's over 2,000 million, because you don't say 2,000 million, you just say 2 billion. It doesn't make sense. Why are you in our face talking about, can we donate? Can we donate? Can we donate? Why the fuck would we donate anything when you got 2,000 millions in your bank account? You're worth 2,000 millions. That makes no fucking sense to me. Get up on my face with that, okay? So that was one of the things. Now, The Rock his net worth right now is over 800 million. So if he just get 200 more millions, he'll be a billionaire. Over 800 million is his current net worth. So between the both of them, they have damn near close to $3 to $4 billion collectively. Damn near. It's not making no motherfucking sense. Why are you in our face asking us for money? That's number one. Number two, y'all committed $10 million collectively. So even if we just split that, that's $5 million from Dwayne, that's $5 million from you. That's like me donating $5. That don't make no fucking sense. That's like me saying, I want to help something, I want to help these people, I want to help them, and then I go and donate $5. That is literally the equivalent to what these motherfuckers is giving, a drop in the bucket. Now, the thing is, they said they committed to giving, which means that they did not give it yet. The way that they was going to get this 10 million that they promised was to come ask us to donate. That's the tea. That's why everybody is really, really pissed off, because y'all committed this money and you didn't put this money up. You committed it, meaning it's a promissory note. Okay, that's an IOU. And instead of just giving it full throttle and just putting your money where your mouth is, you create this fuck ass donation link and try to convince these people that this money is going to go directly into the victims of Maui's hands, and it's not. Okay, these people will have to apply to try to get some of this money, and they even can't get a whole lump sum of money. They can only get up to $1,200 a month. That's $1,200, to put that into perspective. That's it. A month. Now let's talk about the cost of living in Hawaii, because the cost of living in Hawaii is way different than anywhere here in the States. Okay, we know that Hawaii is quote unquote a part of the United States, but Hawaii is kind of its own territory, just kind of like, Alaska. They kind of their own thing for real. Hawaii is one of the most expensive places to live in the USA. One of the most expensive places to live. It has gotten so expensive to live there that the locals have been saying for years that they love that people love their land, but they wish that we would not come there. Because every time we buy, every time we vacation there, every time we, spend money and things of that nature over there, we're making it harder for those people. It's making it harder for them to survive in their own fucking land. Okay, so they've been telling us for a while, like, we love y'all, we appreciate that y'all love our land, but if y'all cannot come as much so that we can kind of get this shit together, that would be awesome. Okay, straight up. So we know that the conditions in Hawaii are not feasible for $1,200 a fucking month, especially if we're talking about rebuilding. We're not talking about $1,200 a month and you already have your home and it's like a stimulus check, like something on top of what you already have. These people don't have a place to lay their head. And you're talking about you're going to give them $1,200 a month? What the fuck is that going to do? What is that going to do? That can barely feed them. With the cost of living in Hawaii, that can barely get them groceries. And then on top of that, they got to figure out a place to stay. I mean, it's just not making sense. Like, if y'all really cared, Oprah, if you really cared, you have over 200 acres of these people's land. You telling me you couldn't purchase some tents? You couldn't purchase some RVs or something of that capacity and put it on your land, park it on your land, and let them people camp out for however long they need to? You telling me you couldn't say, okay, I have all this land, let me sell 100 of my 200 acres, okay, back to these people. Let me give some of this land back. Let me give each family that I can, or, let me combine families to each I keep saying acre, okay, and allow them to, stay there as long as they need to, or whatever the case is. None of that crossed your mind at all. But what did cross your mind is, I'm going to go on social media, okay, because then the whole setup was, me and The Rock, we were texting back and forth because we were so concerned about Maui that, we seen Dolly give money to her community during a tragedy. Okay. Now let's talk about Dolly Parton real quick. Okay, because they brought her name up, and I wanna step for Dolly, because we not even about to throw Dolly name into this hat of bullshit. Okay, Dolly Parton gave to her city, okay, or a city in Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, either Texas or Tennessee, one of those. Okay, during a tragedy, she literally met people at her bank, gave them money up front, a lump sum of money, and then she also gave them a certain amount of money per month even after that. That's what Dolly did. Dolly did not create a link. Dolly did not get on anyone's internet and ask for donations or help or any of those things. She didn't do any of those things. She went to her own bank and withdrew millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, to help her community, her fucking self. So we're not even about to compare apples to watermelons, because that just don't even make sense. We're not comparing tomatoes to squash. We're just not about to do it. Dolly did something out of the kindness of her own heart with her own funds. Okay, you, Oprah and Dwayne, is standing here in front of people asking us for fucking money, okay, without doing anything yourself. There were so many people saying that, Oprah just came, because I know y'all seen the pictures of her or the videos of her at the different, FEMA camp centers or whatever the case is that they had set up, fake giving out stuff and helping people and all this shit. But there was a lot of people saying she was just there for a couple minutes, took some pictures, recorded some videos, and then she got the fuck. Okay, there's a lot of people saying that. All right. So back to these bullshit ass donations. So they opened up this video saying we were texting back and forth, and we saw that Dolly did this for her community, and I said, well, that's a great idea, and I texted The Rock, and he said that's a great idea, and then The Rock was just in the back like, yeah, I love it. That's the only fucking thing he said the whole video, pretty much, until it got to the end, and then he gave like a fake ass little rendition of what Oprah already said. But anyway, so they basically try to make this seem like, this was just a great idea that they came up with, and they were texting back and forth. And what we, the people, are confused on is, you was texting each other back and forth, billionaire to millionaire. And in that conversation, the poor people came up. In that conversation of how to fix this problem, because there's no such thing as middle class no more. So the lower class was the topic of discussion. That's what came up. Not let me make a group chat full of all of the millionaires and billionaires that I know, because the list is extensive. Okay, the list is extensive. I think what is his name? The owner of Twitter and everything and Amazon. I can't think of his fucking name. But I think he is one of the richest men on the planet with like 200 something billion dollars. Okay? I want to repeat that. 200 plus $1 billion. Remember when I said 1 billion is 1,000 millions? Well, he got 200 plus of them motherfuckers. And you telling me you ain't group text these motherfuckers? You ain't put all these people in the group chat. Bezos, Elon, that's his name, Elon, Facebook man. You know, I don't understand. You didn't think to text all of these people that you know and get them to donate some of their billions of dollars. If all of the 1%, okay, because the 1% are billionaires, so or more billionaires to trillionaires, okay. If the 1% was to even donate 1 billion of their money, they will all still be good for years to come. They wouldn't miss a single meal because what they're putting out, not only can they go and tax that and get money back for it, okay? Because if they donate it, they can tax it and get their money back. So not only can they do that, but they also still have residual, multiple upon multiple upon multiple streams of residual income coming in at the same time. So at the same time as that money is leaving out, there is millions of dollars coming in. Some of these people make millions of dollars a month. That's what we're not. That's just why it's just not making sense that y'all got on this internet and y'all asking us people who are going through recession right now, who can barely afford basic necessities, because for some reason the US is the only place that feels like we're supposed to pay for necessities. You're supposed to pay for food and water and a place to stay. Every other country feels like those are things that should be given to you. Those are your natural rights, except the US. So the US is the only place that feels like you got to pay to stay. You got to pay to breathe. You got to pay to eat. You got to pay to drink water. You got to pay to go down the street. You got to pay to go up the corner. And we're going to tax all of that shit. So you're really paying double on whatever the fuck that you're getting or doing or participating in while you're in the confines of the US or while you're on US territory in other locations. Okay? Because remember, if they're using the US dollar, then it is what it is. Okay? So this is just not making sense to people. Okay? Another thing that people were in an uproar about is they loaded up, I believe it was 6 to 8 buses of children, and they don't know where these babies is. They don't know where they at. The buses disappeared. The children disappeared. There are hundreds of children to this day missing from Hawaii, and the people are not getting any straight answers in regards to where these babies went, where they are. And one thing about it is wherever you see Oprah, children always go missing. Go check her track record. Any country, any sub-state, any continent that she brought her motherfucking ass to, kids go missing, allegedly. They go missing. You don't see them no more. When she started that fluke ass school in Africa, and everybody was like, oh, look at Oprah giving back to Africa. She's trying to educate the people and da 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 da. But then they went back and said, damn, where all of these fucking kids at? Then people started asking questions. Well, Oprah, where's these kids? Where's these little girls? She opened I think it was an all-girls school, if I'm not mistaken. Where the fuck these little girls go? Where's all of these goddamn kids? Okay, it happened in Haiti. I don't know if Oprah was specifically in Haiti, but I do know Hillary Clinton, birds of a feather, because they all butt buddies. Okay, Hillary Clinton definitely took her scrawny ass over there to Haiti, and kids went missing. So everywhere these quote unquote elites go, because my one of my best friends be on me about calling these motherfuckers elites. She say they are not elite. Okay. So these quote unquote elites, everywhere they go, kids go missing. Everywhere they go, there's some type of controversy. There's some type of quote unquote natural disaster and all of this other bullshit that's going on, right? So we want to know, Oprah, where the fuck is the kids at? Where's these motherfucking children? Oprah and Dwayne and whoever else y'all got over there in Maui fucking with shit, touching shit. Okay, where are these babies? Where did they go? And why have they been missing so long? I seen a video on TikTok sometime last week I don't know if it's their mayor or senator or whatever the case is, but they were questioning him like, where are these missing children? How many children do we even have missing? And this motherfucker was looking like a bump on a log. Like he didn't, he wasn't trying to give no answers. And one thing that they do is they do the shit that they do. And then they have these fall guys. They have people who take the fall for them. They have people who they push in front of the press, and they have to be the face of the bullshit that's going on. While motherfuckers like Oprah allegedly, The Rock allegedly, and everybody else that will you would call an elite is in the background taking these motherfucking children. Okay, because remember I told y'all it's tunnels everywhere. There's tunnels everywhere. I don't care where you go in this entire globe. There are tunnels that connect to places that you wouldn't think connected. That's just that on that. There are secret entrances and secret exits to places you wouldn't even think there was something going on there. These motherfuckers have hollowed out mountains. If you don't believe me, go look it the fuck up. They have hollowed out mountains and put whole organizations in places that you would never, ever, ever consider or think to look or anything. I've seen countless of people who go hiking through forests and different things like that, and they come across these caves that lead to these underground tunnels, and they have Freemason stuff on top, or have these weird ass words on top, or they have gates and different things of that nature where you can tell people were going in and out of, or at one point it was being used to traffic or do something to that capacity. So all of these babies are missing. Not only did these motherfuckers or are these motherfuckers cleaning up on land, because Oprah was also reported to be going around these FEMA camps and these places where these people were being stationed or housed, temporarily because of this tragedy, and basically trying to see if they want to sell. Hey, I know that I was a part of all your shit burning up, but if you let me have your land, I kick you 100,000. I give you 50 grand. Just let me buy it. No one's gonna want it. Nobody wants that land. It was just burnt. That's not really prime real estate right now because it's burnt up. So these people are literally offering people pennies to the dollar as far as what their land is worth. We're talking about Hawaii. Not only are we talking about beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lands, beautiful water, beautiful islands, and so on and so forth, but we're also talking about sacred, esoteric history. Okay, Hawaii has a very, 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 very deep and extensive spiritual history. Point blank, period. It is not a coincidence that The Rock played Maui. Okay, let's talk about it. It's not a coincidence that he was the person to be the one of the star characters in that children's movie. Remember when I told y'all they always use children's movies to put a lot of shit in because you're already going into it thinking of it as something that is fiction, that is childlike, that is not to be taken seriously. I always say I go back and watch them fucking kids movies. Sometimes you learn more in them movies than you learn in a regular adult movie. Okay? But it's no coincidence that he played that specific role. And no, it's not just because he is Hawaiian. Okay? It is actually disrespectful, at the fact that he is Hawaiian and, he's acting this way in light of such a tragedy. This is a time for him to really actually shine. If these people really wanted to take advantage of, being, celebrities and helping out and having their name, up there with philanthropists and people who do things for their communities and things of that nature, then Dwayne, this was your moment to donate as much money as you could fucking stomach, okay? More than fucking $5 million. Way more than that. I mean, for you to be Hawaiian, for your ancestry to literally come from that land, literally, specifically, whether he was actually born there or not, for that to be your ancestry, It just doesn't make sense why you're not stepping up way more than Oprah. Fuck Oprah. You should be doing your own thing because you have a closer connection to these people that goes beyond geography. You are biologically connected to that land. And you're telling me that the most that you can muster up was $5 million? And then you didn't even get it. You committed it on behalf of the people that y'all then came and asked to donate to this link. So y'all didn't even give that money. You just said you was going to give that money. Saying you're going to do some shit and actually doing it are two very, very, very different things. Right? And one thing that I learned about donations, or to either when you are the person collecting donations, by law, you only have a responsibility to give 1%. Hear me very well. Go look this up yourself. By law, you only have a responsibility to give 1% of the money that you collected to that said place that you're donating for, that you are collecting donations on behalf of. So if I'm, collecting donations on behalf of Maui, my only responsibility is to give Maui 1% of whatever I collected. Everything else I can literally take for myself by law. By law, I don't have to give more than 1% to whatever place I said I was collecting money for. That's it. So these people can say, yeah, give to this donation link, give to these people, click the link below, support. And let's say they raise $30 million. They don't have to give up $30 million. They can give 300. They can give 3,000. They don't have to give up the whole 30. They can literally give 1% of that. 1%, not 10, not 15, not 20, not 30, not 40, not 50, not even half. 1% of that they're only responsible to give up. And then not only that, on top of that, they can go and write that shit off. Whatever they collected and whatever they donated, they can then go write that shit off as well. So they're getting double for doing nothing, pretty much. For doing nothing, for giving nothing, for not really putting any effort into anything. Okay? And then, like I said, this fund that they created only gives out $1,200 to the people who qualify per month. Doesn't say how many months, it just says monthly. So they're not even getting a huge lump sum that they can actually take and do something with. They're being penny. They're just giving them pennies and breadcrumbing them. Oh, we're going to give you this little bit. We're going to give you this little bit. And for real, they can just keep giving them this little bit of money while they keep taking their land. Behind closed doors, while you worried about figuring out whatever you're going to figure out with this $1,000, we're going to keep taking y'all land. We're going to keep pimping y'all. We're going to keep moving behind closed doors and being shiesty and doing shiesty shit. Completely crazy. But one thing that I want to say that I am very proud of is, as a collective, only 10,000 people donated to this fund. And that may seem like a lot, but I want you to put it into perspective, right? You probably have 10,000 people in your local neighborhood alone, right? That's nothing. Okay? 10,000 people, compared to the I think 2 or 3 billion people that we have in the United States. I'm proud of us. I am so proud. And they put this shit out a couple days ago. So within a couple of days, as far as up to 3 days ago, which is when Oprah gave this 10,000 number, only 10,000 people have donated to that bullshit ass fund. Okay? And I love that, because that means that ain't nobody doing a fuck ass thing. That means that ain't nobody believing that shit. People are not falling for it. People are not going for it. If you go on Oprah's Instagram and you click on her latest video, this is where she says that 10,000 people have donated. But I want y'all to read the comments. She had to cut her comments off because they was tearing her ass up in them things. Woo, baby. They was lighting her ass up. Okay? Definitely go and look through some of those comments in your leisure time. It is really, really good. If you get a good, deep satisfaction in seeing these Hollywood motherfuckers get brought to community justice, then you're gonna love that comment section. You can also check out The Rock's comment section on TikTok, okay? Because he posted that bullshit ass video to TikTok, and that's where a lot of people on TikTok were able to see it. They was lighting his ass up in them comments too, okay? So I'm very proud of the collective. I'm very proud of the, collective community of Americans. No color, okay? Just overall, I'm very proud of us as a people for seeing through the bullshit. I'm very proud of us as a people for, putting ourselves first. It is definitely a super, super duper tragedy of what happened to Maui. But at the same time, I'm so happy that people can perfectly articulate the fact that we care about Maui, but we just don't have it right now. You motherfuckers have it, you do something. Simple as that. The people are not giving because the people don't care. The people are not giving because, fuck Maui, or, Hawaii is not a part of the U.S. and we're looking at ourselves as different entities. And no. It's none of that. If anything, the people want to trust, number one, that if they do give, it's actually going to get to those people. And we know that Oprah and these Hollywood, quote unquote, Hollywood people don't have a good track record or history of getting money to people. Okay. If we go back and look at Katrina, during Katrina, they started all these different people started all these funds. There are people right now who have never recuperated from Katrina. There are people right now who have never gotten their footing, and Katrina was damn near 15 years ago at this point. Okay, they've never seen any of that money that was collected on behalf of them or anything, and there was millions upon millions of dollars donated during Katrina's catastrophe. Okay, so it's starting to sound like and starting to be more evident that a lot of these quote unquote natural disasters are really just money grabs or land grabs. Okay, it's really starting to be very, very obvious. And most of the time both, because it's always like just with Katrina was shady business as well. A lot of people said that they heard them levees explode. Not no rain, and all of this rain just made it, and now we floating in fucking rainwater. No, baby. uh I mean, every person I know from NOLA that was living in NOLA during the time that was alive and well and old enough to articulate has said that they all heard them levees explode. And after that, the water started rushing the fuck in like crazy. Okay? If you don't believe me, you can go watch plenty different, stories on, the tragedy of Katrina in New Orleans. You can go on YouTube. There's a lot of different uh what you call it, things that videos and things that people have put together to talk about, that tragedy within itself. Another good example is Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was an idea or a kind of a loose movement that kind of happened that didn't have any name to it, of Black people actually coming together, and then some Caucasian people came and put their name on it and went and patented the name and things of that nature. And then after that, everything went to shit. All of the money that they were collecting all went to Democratic parties and things of that nature, went into the pockets of these fuck ass politicians and George Soros and all of these weird ass motherfuckers who was a part of that bullshit. And not one single Black community has seen a dollar, a red cent, a penny from Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has not gone out and rebuilt any communities. Black Lives Matter has not gone out and marched, not just when something happens with police, but in general, okay? Because there's shootings in the hood every fucking day. There's drive-bys and all types of crazy unalivings in Black communities every single day. So if you really cared about Black people, then y'all would be doing a lot more than just popping out anytime something happens with a police officer, which is not as, common as shit happening in the hood every motherfucking day. Point blank the fuck period. So Black Lives Matter was never for Black people. It was just a bullshit ass cover up. Kind of like what this is with Oprah. It was just a cover up for a money scheme. I mean, that's just really it. And if you remember back in 2020, if you read the mission statement when they first started to promote Black Lives Matter, it was mainly about the queer agenda. Had nothing to do with Black people. It was about getting people with, and engage with the whole LGBTQ movement. And that was one of the main parts of their mission statement. It wasn't about Black people, Black families, Black men, Black women, Black girls, Black boys, Black babies, Black grandmas and uncles and grandpas. It wasn't about that. It was about specific things that they were targeting. Okay. So that's that on that. I definitely want you guys to go and, look more into what's going on with Maui, what's going on with some of these celebrities in general. If this hasn't made you open your eyes and kind of see that a lot of these motherfuckers don't have our best interests at heart, that most of these people are just doing it, for money. They've never cared about us. They never cared about, what was going on. And if anything, they are a part of the same, disaster that they're claiming to want to help with, okay, which just doesn't make sense within itself. So that's that on that. The next thing I want to talk about quickly is what's going on with Walmart food. Okay, there's been many reports over the last couple of days about Walmart food having, some weird things happening with it. More specifically, one of the main things that I've seen is watermelons from Walmart are exploding on people's countertops. Okay. You can go on TikTok and just type in, or you can go on, any social platform at this point and just type in Walmart watermelon explode. And the videos that come up will blow your fucking mind. Okay. These people are literally walking in to rooms where either there is watermelon pieces all over the place because the watermelon literally combusted and exploded all over their kitchens, or people are walking into their watermelons spitting out whatever substance because it's fizzling and it's bubbling and shit like that, which makes no motherfucking sense at all. Even when a watermelon is going through its natural decomposition stage, it does not get to a place where it's going to explode. If anything, the sugars will start to, crystallize and do what it does, and it will start to leak. If you ever had a watermelon for a long time, a real watermelon, it just starts to leak. It starts to fall apart. It starts to get soft, and all of the water in it starts to basically start evaporating. So it starts to shrink and just kind of bleed. Okay. Not explode. Watermelons don't explode. I don't care how big the watermelon is, how long you've had it. It's not going to explode because there is no chemical reaction in a natural watermelon to cause it to explode. Even when it's breaking down, there's no chemical reaction that will cause it to explode. So these watermelons are exploding, and when people are looking on the inside of them, they're finding out that the flesh of the watermelon is very fake looking, fake feeling. You can tell that these are not real watermelons, or that they are actually man-made. People have been saying it's almost like arts and crafts. Like, remember we used to paper mache? It's like that. Have you ever, made like a paper mache ball or something, and then you cut it down the middle, or you rip it and it kind of has that paper texture or whatever? That's what people are finding with these fucking watermelons. Okay. It's not making sense. So we know that it's happening with the watermelons. We know that it's happening with the other food. Now, this brings us back to another Hollywood person, Bill Gates. If you know, or if you remember, back in 2021, Bill Gates started to buy up a whole lot of farmland. Okay? He started buying up a whole lot of motherfucking farmland. And also during that time, there was a lot of food plants that were just quote unquote mysteriously combusting, blowing up. If you don't believe me, go look that shit up. It was between 2021 and 2022 when all of these food plants started to just blow the fuck up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. There were also reports of, big herds of cattle just all dying, big herds of sheep all dying, big herds of livestock just falling out. And it was like, oh, it's because of the heat. It's because it's so hot. What? That doesn't make sense. It's hot as fuck now. It's damn near 100 degrees everywhere. What animals that fell out? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That it just doesn't make sense. So after he buys and purchases all of this land and he starts his own food plant. So Bill Gates right now has his own company. I'm not 100% sure on the exact name, but I do know that his company sells to a lot of grocery stores. And there's so many different reports coming out with food. If you've been looking at your fruits and vegetables lately, everything looks weird. Everything smells weird. I mean, it used to be like, okay, I'm not going to go out because the food on the outside, the food that you get from fast food restaurants and just restaurants in general, started to taste a little funny, started to not really sit right in our stomachs. You know, we didn't really crave it or want it or whatever the case is. You know, we was over that. So a lot of people started to cook. But now even the shit that you bring home to cook don't even taste right all the time. Now the fruits and vegetables that you're bringing home to prepare, that's not even really doing it. So what do we eat? What do we drink? What do we do? At this point, this is a time where people are going to have to figure out if they want to continue this way, continuing to allow these motherfuckers to think for us, do for us, tell us what we're going to do, what we're not going to do, and things of that nature. Like this is a fucking dictatorship, and it's not, right? But we have been under this illusion of democracy when really we've been under a dictatorship this whole motherfucking time. They've been giving us the illusion of choice this whole time. Oh, if you're not Democratic, then you're Republican. Well, baby, I'm not either. What about that? What about if I'm not neither one of those? Then what? Right? What if I'm just not that? What if I don't believe in that at all? Right? You either vote for this presidential candidate or you vote for that presidential candidate. Those are your two options. What if I don't want to do any of that? What if I don't want to vote for none of these motherfuckers? Right? So we have been tricked into a dictatorship by the illusion of choice. We don't have no real fucking choice. The only choice right now, honestly, is for us to stop. Stop everything, discontinue everything. Stop paying bills, stop buying their food, stop going to work, stop buying their gas, utilizing their anything that comes from them, completely withdrawing ourselves from that. No longer using their money system, no longer supporting their currencies, no longer paying their taxes, nothing, not doing a fuck ass thing, not doing nothing. That is our only way to get up out of this. But so many people are scared because, again, the illusion. They've given us this illusion. If we don't have them, if they don't do for us, then we're just going to be shit out of luck. If we don't have these people going around and thinking for us and making things happen and protecting us, quote unquote, even though, the people we need protection from is them, right? Everybody thinks the world is going to just fall apart. But this is because they don't want to teach us, especially getting into, being melanated. They don't want to teach us about our actual history. Because if they do, we will all realize that we ain't never did this shit from the beginning anyway. We ain't never been no people that use money. We ain't never used money. Money is a very, 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 very new, ideal. You think that we was worried about $5 and $10 and $17 2,000 years ago? 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, because the melanated woman has been on this land for millions of years. Specifically, we've traced the melanated woman back to this land millions of years ago. So we know that we've been here. And you think this whole time we've been operating off of money, a money system, a currency system? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We were a people who worked with each other. We bartered and we traded. We've been doing that since. That's all we've ever done. All we've ever done is bartered and trade. Point blank, period. And it has always worked for us. We've always taken care of each other. We've always looked out for each other. We understood that we didn't need to pay anybody for natural things. Most people back then grew their own fruits and vegetables and things of that nature anyway. So there wasn't really no need to have huge grocery stores. Now, were there places or people who had businesses where all they did was grow stuff so that people could come and get it and trade for it? Of course. Of course, we've always had our own business systems. We've always had our own systems of where, we've helped each other out and we've done things of that nature. But it has never been for an exchange of currency. Currency is very new, right? So when the people, specifically again, melanated people, they have pushed us to be the most focused on money. This is why the first time a motherfucker gets some money, what they go do? Buy what? Bullshit. Cars, clothes, jewelry, things of that nature. They have conditioned Black people that success is the car you have, the house you have, the money in your account, things of that nature. And that has never been the ideals of success for us as melanated beings. For us as melanated beings to be successful, we left behind an amazing legacy. That was success to us. Success to us has always been what we impart into the next generation. That has always been the main focal point of us as a people, because we understood whatever we leave here is going to affect what comes next. We know that us as a generation, our children, we are raising our children to be a certain type of way so they can raise their children a certain type of way. And so they can raise their children a certain type of way. Everything we do was to protect and provide for the next generation to come so that they will not have to start where we started, so they don't have to go through the things that we went through, or too much of the things that we went through. And so that they can basically, add on and grow and continue to elevate as we go through the generation. That has always been our main priority. We always knew that people were more valuable than possessions. We knew that the soul was more important than the materialistic world. We as a people always have known that, which is why if you really, ask a lot of melanated people, if money wasn't an option, what type of life would you live? Most people who are actually in, on their spiritual journey, most people who are actually in tune with what the fuck is going on, they're not going to be like, oh, money wasn't an option, then, I'll have the biggest house and all of the nicest cars. No, they'd be like, oh, I have some land, I have a garden, I have this, I have that. I have all of my family over here and do this, and we'll be doing that. And we'll just be chilling and enjoying life and just sitting back and just shooting the shit, which is what we were put here to do. We were not put here to struggle. We were not put here to pay bills. We were not put here to do all of these different weird ass things. That doesn't even make sense. Right? We are spiritual people having human experiences. So that's not paying bills. That's not giving money and working like a slave for 50 to 60 years and then only having maybe 10 years of quality life and then you die. That's not what we were put here for. Point blank, period, right? So this is the time to wake up. This is the time to ask questions. Like I tell you all the time, question everything and believe nothing firsthand. We've been taught, especially as melanated people throughout the recent years, to trust first and ask questions last. If they Black, we trust them. If they say that they like Black people, we trust them. If they say anything about liking Black people and being for Black people, then we trust them. That's just not that, okay? We need to start paying attention to the actions of these people that we claim to stand behind and support. We need to start paying attention to the actions of these people who claim that they support us and stand behind us, okay? These celebrities need to put their money where their mouth is. Ain't no way, again, that you own the majority of the funds and the finances that we have in this realm, and then you part your lips to come ask us for some, as if we are not already, sharing pennies. Okay? For the 99%, we are literally sharing and exchanging pennies every day while these motherfuckers have billions of dollars that just sit. They're not even doing nothing with it. That's why they are able to remain a billionaire, because they're not doing nothing with the fucking money. It's just sitting there, right? Which also shows you that money just has no purpose. All of this shit is fake. Everybody is being caught up over something that is not tangible. Even a dollar bill is not tangible because that dollar has no value. If they're doing away with the money system, and we talked about BRICS last Tuesday, so definitely go check that out on YouTube or on Facebook, where we broke down what BRICS is and how that's going to affect everybody. If they change the money system, then that dollar has no value anymore. Anything that can change, that loses its value just because you change the system, never had value to begin with. It only had the power that you gave it. Money only has the power that they gave, that we give it. Not even that they give it. It's not about what they do. They can have all of those billions of dollars, and we can come, one day and be like, we don't even care about money no more. We're not even using that shit. Now what they gonna do with them billions? Because we don't care about it. So it's no longer valuable. It can no longer do nothing. It no longer has any power over anybody. If the collective says we're not using that, we don't care about that. The same way BRICS is coming out now, and the US dollar is pretty much worth shit. Which means that it never was worth anything to begin with, which means that all of this shit is made up. If you can just come up with a different money system, then that means that it never had any value, because things of value have value from day one, and they have value until the end. Point blank, period. Like gold. Gold will never not have value. Silver will never not have value. Diamonds will never not have value. Crystals will never not have value. Why? Because they started with value in the beginning, which means they will end with value. We didn't start this round with money. We didn't start this round with currency. Right? So that means none of that shit matters. It wasn't here from the beginning, which means it has no value. All right. Hopefully y'all took something from the what we went over today. Definitely go and do some research on all the things that we talked about and even more. If you have any other topics that you want me to cover on Topic Tuesdays, definitely let me know. You can inbox them to me or leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure that you share it, that you send a reaction, you like, or you subscribe, depending on what platform you're watching me from. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow around the same time, between 12:30 and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll do our Higher Wisdom Wednesdays. This is when we get into more higher consciousness, esoteric knowledge, and things of that nature. Definitely tune in for that. Thursday, we'll be doing our Think Tank Thursdays. This is when I do my more controversial topics, okay? Last week, we did a Think Tank Thursday on hoochie culture. If you haven't watched that, definitely go check that out. It was a lot of good content in that video, and I know it'll be a lot of good content this week. Like I said, between right now and tonight, I will be doing the Message Mondays because I didn't do it yesterday. I use that day to rest. So I'll be giving the messages that were supposed to be for yesterday. I'll be doing that a little bit later on today. So definitely make sure you come back and you tune in for that. If you're on YouTube, definitely make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on so that you know when I go live. If you're on Facebook, definitely make sure that you're following me or that you are, friends or something like that, so that you also know when I'm live, or when I'm posting content. Also, I am doing specials for this week on mentorships. Where is the thing? On mentorships, on readings, and a lot of different things. So if you want to contact me right now, my website is under construction. Okay, I'm doing some new things with all of my stuff right now. So my website will be down for a little while. So make sure that you do email me if you do have any questions about any specials that are going on right now. Or you can shoot me an inbox message on either Facebook, or any other social media that you see down here below. If you do want to send a donation or a tip for any of the things that we discussed or that you heard today, then my information is here. But we'll be back tomorrow as far as the topics go, getting into our Higher Wisdom Wednesdays. Definitely make sure also, if you are spiritual, I do have my spiritual group on the Geneva app, which is off of social media. That way, if anything happens with social media, we can still stay connected. But that group is growing, and we're doing a lot of great things in there. There's a lot of different chat rooms and different things that we have there, books, PDFs, rooms for learning different African American languages, and just a lot of stuff is in there. There's a section for people who like to talk about Hollywood stuff, UFOs, aliens, herbalism, medicine, food. I mean, everything that you can think of, we have a room for it. So if you are interested, definitely make sure that you reach out to me, or if you are in any of my Facebook groups, the link has been posted there. I will also be sharing a flyer today with that link as well. So definitely make sure that you click and you join. The only rule is that you have to be melanated. Okay. It is the Melanated space. It is a safe space for us to have to come and talk about whatever we need to talk about amongst each other. And it's really, really dope. And, you know, it's growing a lot. We had a really good time yesterday playing brain games and word games and different shit like that, testing out our intuition and, you know, things of that nature. And then also just talking about different, you know, topics and things that are going on spiritually and then also going on in the world as a collective. So definitely make sure that you know, reach out or you get the information to join that group if you are melanated and if you are interested. But other than that, thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all a little bit later on, or I will see you tomorrow. Either way, definitely make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.